What is up, my ninjas? I'm Strident, and we're back with another review. This time we're taking a look at the NECA Heroes of the Storm figures. I only picked up 3 of them, so I'm gonna give you a quick overview of the 3 I have. There are other figures available, and there's more coming. Right now, Stitches is out. He's crazy looking, and Illidan, he's out as well. There is World of Warcraft, another World of Warcraft character. I think it's Thrall. Then soon, Raynor and Sylvanas from Warcraft will be released. I'm looking forward to those. But these figures are really well done. I think a lot of people slept on this line, not knowing who the characters were, and a lot of places didn't get them because, there's 3 Toys R Us's in my town, and only one of them had these figures, and it's the one farthest out, and it's kind of in the more well-to-do part of town. So I'm going to give you guys a brief overview on all these guys and let you know what I think. But I got to tell you from the giddy up, all of these figures are just well done. You know, don't be fooled by the bulkiness of the sculpt and the accessories that are part of that sculpt. They're posable and they're sturdy. You would think that a lot of the parts would be light and break easily, be real brittle, like what you normally get with NECA, but I don't know what they're doing different other than strengthening the type of plastic. It's still light, but it doesn't bend as easily, and if you were to drop them or something like that, it will not fall apart. Or if you're trying to pose them, it won't fall apart under pressure. So anyway, I'm going to get into the good, the bad, the ugly, and the in-between about these wonderful figures. Let's start with Nova from StarCraft Ghost. It's a game that never ever saw the light of day. We saw trailers for it and everything, and we were like, damn, this is going to be dope. She was kind of going to be like a futuristic Solid Snake in space, in the StarCraft universe, but in a more third-person action-adventure type game. But every detail of that character is here in this figure. I mean, and you know that this is what NECA does. You don't even have to think twice about it. You know that they are going to be true to the character, and you're going to get exactly what she looks like. And for those of you who think that I'm bullshitting, let me give you a look at what she actually looked like in the game. This is what she looks like in the actual game Heroes of the Storm. She retains all her details from StarCraft Ghost. Everything's a little bit clearer and more fully realized, and as you can see with the figure, it all works. Her accessories are simple. She comes with an extra hand to cup the, that sounds bad, but to support the large rifle when she aims. Once you add that piece to, the actual figure, you get capable stances with this giant rifle in her hand. I was like, man, I mean, NECA, they give you just the right amount of articulation, just the right amount of, detail and everything so that you can recreate the images that you see of the characters that you like, and they didn't slack. The thing that I dig the most, though, about this line, and this figure is like a testament to that, is the kind of semi-cartooniness that you get from the Blizzard designs, It's like a perfect marrying of realism and cartoony, proportions and detail. And I love it. It almost feels like the Soda Street Fighter figures. Things that were a little bit more or less detailed in the game, they added the detail in the figure because the figure is in 3 dimensions and it's something you can hold and look at, you know what I mean, right there in front of your face. It's not like the game where you're limited to what's in game and that's it. So props to them. This figure is quality. I'm very glad that I have this figure. She's pretty cool. I mean, if you like sci-fi stuff, then this would be right up your alley. And everything works. I have no gripes. Ponytail is articulated. Her articulation is really well done, just like most NECA figures, so you need to get this one if you like this character and design. Next up, we have Arthas from World of Warcraft, the Lich King himself. Now, this is a mean-ass figure, and he looks fucking amazing. You saw a glimpse of him in my best and worst of last year or this year. I think it was last year. I had him sitting down in front of the, Red Hood 2.0 figure that can't sit. This guy's posable too. But the look, it's on point. Here's what he looks like in Heroes of the Storm. Every detail is captured on this NECA figure. And what I love, once again, is there's a cartoony kind of feel to what you see in the game, you know? Because the game is kind of on the cartoony side. But they took those elements and brought them to life. The detailing on his sword, which is his only accessory. Fucking phenomenal. I mean, look at that shit. It looks like something off of some kind of heavy metal band cover. You know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking metal. Like, that's the best way to put it. It's fucking raw. And most people don't do this. Most companies don't do this stuff. They don't do it right. And this was 20 bucks. And you look at your Marvel Legends and they're also 20 bucks and they don't give you this. But look at the detail on the very bottom of the weight on the bottom of the sword handle. It's beautiful. I should have put it the other way around, but you get the picture. Skulls abound. There's skulls everywhere. Look at the interior of the eye sockets and the nose. It's so clean, and there's a gradient. It's not just blue. It's like a blue that fades into the gray that the whole thing is made of. Same thing going on his knee pads. They go down into his shin guards. Those skulls, man. Look at the sculpt work on those bad boys. Look at the sculpt work on the fur on the back portion of his boots. I mean, they went above and beyond what's necessary to give you a good-looking figure. I mean, he's better than a good-looking figure. He's an amazing-looking figure. And his articulation doesn't disappoint either. Even with all these plates, all this armor, he's still pretty damn posable. It's basic, you know, articulation. He doesn't have any double joints or anything, but his torso can move. His arms bend 90 degrees. His knees bend. Look at the eyes. He's even got bags under his eyes. They went above and beyond. You know what I mean? Above and beyond. They could have gotten away with really general details on the eyes. But instead, I mean, look at that. Look how clear that is. I mean, shit. I was blown away when I opened the figure and just sat there and looked at him. I mean, granted, if you're like me, you're going to play with him. And obviously this is a new villain for your other Sword and Sandals characters to fight. But I mean, look at all this detail. This guy is just all win. Look at that. That's just the headpiece. You got to get this figure. I mean, it's that simple. Get him. You have to. And now Tyrael. I think Tyrael is from Diablo, if I'm not mistaken. This design is pretty dope. It's real simple. Obviously, he's an angel. This is the standard angel form, not the seraphim form. But, I mean, detail out the wazoo. The only detailing I don't see are the scales that are normally on his loincloth. But it's just beautiful. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. I mean, how often do you get to see a fully posable figure? Actually, I need to take that back because his arms don't bend. They swivel. But before I go into that, here's what he looks like in the game. Badass, man. Oh, and this one doesn't have the halo. And he's in the game, he's using a different sword. But, I mean, just look at how awesome that design is and how well it's translated here. But as you can see, it's a different kind of blade. Very similar, though. But, the way they sculpted this sword, the way they sculpted all the details all over the character, it's just, it's beautiful. That's the only thing I can say, man. It's just beautiful. The weight on the handle of the sword is not sloppily painted. There's no slop on these guys, you know? And it's surprising. I'm looking at all these lines, and I mean, just look at all the intricacies going on, you know? And it's clean. Every single one I saw in the store, clean. Everything was done well. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck? How is this possible? Yet Hasbro will have like 5 paint apps and fuck it up. You know what I mean? Like, this is quality. This is quality. Every one of those fucking tampographis for the little decorative details all over the armor, just masterfully done. Masterfully done. There's no complaints. Nothing is missing. It all works extremely well. The colors work extremely well. Once again, they took the colors scheme that you saw in the game and then kind of muted it down to what the equivalents would be in real life. And that's what you get here. Silvers, golds, bronzes, that tan color on the drapery, you know, the loincloth and whatnot. It's just fucking amazing to look at, you know? And then the little winglets on his boots, beautiful. On the spurs, beautiful. And then the wings themselves that are part of the armor on his back, beautifully done. No slop. And they could have gotten away with slop here because they're on his back, you know what I mean? You're not gonna see all of it at the same time. It's still masterfully done. It's articulated too. They can move up and down. As you see here, they're up, and they can kind of move, like clap together, moving outward away from the body. Beautiful. It's just, that's all I can say is just beautiful. This is one of those times where my wife and I were at the store and we saw these and she kept finding more. And we were like, all right, let's get them, let's get them, let's get them. So we got all of them. Well, this is what they had. We got these guys. And we sat there together just like, holy shit, you know? These guys are quality, and you can still find them now. I see them every now and then at other Toys R Us's, definitely at the ones in the better part of town, so you need to get them. And now for the bottom line. It's extremely simple because I've been saying it since I started this review. Get them. If you like quality figures, you like the designs, you like your sci-fi, you like your sword and sorcery, get them and then go hunt down the other ones. You will not be disappointed. Story over. And it's my story and I'm sticking to it. As always, I am STRYDENT. This has been my look at the NECA Heroes of the Storm figures. Just a couple of them, you know, and kind of a brief overview. And there are more coming out because there's always more characters coming out. I'm going to try to get as many as I can find, and I think you should too. So that's it for me. You guys have been great. I'll see you on the next video. Peace outside. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed what you saw, please give it a like, a share, let your friends know. Check me out on social media. All the links are in the description. And if you really want to help me out big time, jump on Patreon and support the channel. Every little bit helps, the smallest amount to the largest amount. And last but not least, check out my comic, War of the Gods. Issue 2 is on sale now on Indie Planet. And the links are in the description. It's some superhero fun. And as a smaller independent book, it needs all the views, all the eyes on it as possible. So check it out, show it to your friends. Every view helps greatly. And yeah, that's it for me. Thanks again.